She sits quietly in the Bullitt County courtroom, her face unreadable, hands folded neatly in her lap. Her lawyers painted her as a mentally broken woman who lost control. Opioid withdrawal triggered a psychotic episode, they claimed.
Essentially, Tiffany's psychotic episode was brought on by opioid withdrawal. She abstained from use, and in trying to get clean, this was the side effect.
She wasn't in her right mind when she murdered her 2 sons. She couldn't have known what she was doing. The defense argued insanity. The judge seemed to consider it, but then the prosecution unleashed the evidence. The chilling 911 calls.
My neighbor just came up to my door and just passed out, and I can't get her to wake up. She just started screaming that her kids are dying.
The blood-soaked bedroom.
Oh my God, he's I don't know, he's probably 6, there's blood all over the bed, a gun.
And everything changed.
Ma'am, what's your name?
Tiffany.
I can't hear you. Tiffany?
There's 4 shell casings on the bed, 2 on the bed, 2 on the floor.
We just found our neighbor, the woman, their mom, just freaking out in my yard.
Shot myself in my ear.
You shot yourself in the ear?
You're
I was letting them play the video games, and I wasn't focusing how I was supposed to, and they get that video game and the YouTube and the kids, it just messes their minds up.
I lost my son really the day he was born.
You took him from us.
I'll be there every parole hearing.
I got a weird feeling, it just felt weird. I'm a good mom, I'm a really good woman, I'm a good mother, Parker Borders. His name is Parker Borders. My Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come.
What you're about to see is the moment 32-year-old Tiffanie Lucas realized her excuses couldn't compete with the facts. The moment she understood she wasn't going home. Not that day, not ever. Her young sons were dead, and the proof of what really happened that November morning was captured in her own scattered words, caught on police body cameras and neighbor surveillance. This is the chilling case of the mother who shot her 2 children, and every single detail I'm about to show you has been verified through court records, police body camera footage, 911 recordings, and trial testimony. If you've never heard this story before, brace yourself, because what happened in Shepherdsville, Kentucky on November 8, 2023 will challenge everything you know about maternal instinct, insanity defenses, and how a mother's own words can become the most damaging evidence against her. There was something investigators discovered during Tiffany's interrogation that would prove crucial to understanding what really happened. Something she said that destroyed any chance of claiming she didn't know what she'd done. Shepherdsville is a small town just south of Louisville. People know their neighbors. Violent crime is rare. Most mornings are quiet, filled with school buses, coffee brewing, and the ordinary rhythm of suburban life. November 8th, 2023 starts like any other day. Then a neighbor finds a woman collapsed in her front yard. The woman is shaking, struggling to breathe. She looks terrified and lost. She's screaming that her children are dying. The neighbor, later identified as Sarah, recognizes her from the street but doesn't know her well. She calls 911 immediately.
County 911, where is your emergency?
My neighbor just came up to my door and just passed out, and I can't get her to wake up. She just started screaming that her kids are dying. 502-689. She is coming in and out of consciousness. She's laying in my driveway right now. I'm with her.
And who was that was screaming?
Her.
Okay, what's your name?
My husband is going in there. My name is Sarah.
Her distress is terrifying. All Sarah can do is stay with her and wait for help. Not long after, Sarah's husband runs to check on the children. He enters the house on Bentwood Drive. What he finds inside stops him cold. 2 boys lie on a bed. Maurice Baker Jr., 6 years old. Jayden Howard, 9 years old. Both boys suffered serious injuries to the head. A gun lies on the bed. Shell casings scatter across the floor. Multiple shots were fired inside this bedroom. The man's voice shakes as he speaks to dispatch. He describes the scene as clearly as he can.
Do we know what happened to him?
I have no idea. We just found our neighbor, the woman, their mom, just freaking out in my yard. There's blood all over the bed. There's a gun. There's 2 of them. They're both here. They're breathing.
Okay. There's 2 children?
Yes, ma'am.
And you cannot find a gunshot wound on him?
I did not see a gunshot wound. There's a casing here, though. And he's got blood on his face. And their mom is in our driveway laying on the ground. Oh, my God. Oh, my God.
Ambulances arrive fast. Paramedics rush both boys to Norton Children's Hospital. Police escort the vehicles, keeping the pace urgent. There's no room for error. Every second matters. Back at the house, officers survey the bedroom. They find 4 shell casings total.
I haven't moved anything. There's 4 shell casings on the bed, 2 on the bed, 2 on the floor. So she shot at least 4 times.
4 gunshots were fired in 30 seconds. The scene is grim. Keep this detail in mind about those 4 shots in 30 seconds. It becomes critical later when Tiffanie tries to explain what happened. By midday, Tiffanie is loaded into a police cruiser. She's taken to the sheriff's office. Her words are scattered and hard to follow. She talks about threats no one else sees. Her behavior is confused, disjointed, and her mind drifts in and out.
Shot myself in my ear.
You shot yourself in the ear?
Which ear? I don't see anything. There's nothing there.
Officers place her in an interview room. They turn on the camera. They watch her closely.
People aren't right.
Who ain't right?
People are not right. They're preying on children. It's just not right. He said, "Do you got earrings in?" Didn't he?
Okay,
It's on
calm
camera.
down. It's okay.
That don't have nothing to do with it.
It means everything. You're up. You're sick.
Yeah.
But what investigators discovered next would shatter any chance of an insanity defense. The detective starts with simple questions. Tiffanie confirms her name. She confirms she's the mother of both boys. She insists she loves them and would never hurt them. Then she describes external influences. She blames video games, phones, and the internet for controlling the children's minds. She talks about PlayStations and YouTube as if they have power over her family. Her mind circles around these ideas, repeating them over and over.
I feel like I've been manipulating the game systems and everything, been manipulating my children, manipulating my mind.
Who is?
All them game systems and, just everything.
The detective listens. He lets her talk. He's gathering every word for the prosecution. If Tiffanie loved her children so much, why did she harm them? The reason she gives is shocking.
I was letting them play the video games, and I wasn't focusing how I was supposed to, and they get that video game and the YouTube and the kids, it just messes their minds up.
She claims the internet manipulates children. It gets into their homes. It breaks families apart. She feels certain about this. She insists she's right. The detective agrees with her just to keep her talking. He needs her to keep going. Every sentence she speaks digs her deeper.
I feel like someone tried to manipulate me through my phone, manipulate me through my house, doing stuff to me.
What are they doing to you?
Manipulating my mind. Parker Borders. His name is Parker Borders.
What about him?
He lives in Bardstown, and I'm pretty sure he's been manipulating my mind for 3 years.
Really?
Through my phone, putting up things in my house, real evil, dark, weird stuff, trying to...
Trying to get you to do things?
Yeah, alter my mind, completely, flip me, I'm a woman of God, I don't do...
Yeah.
You don't hurt your children, you protect them, and I feel like I have to protect my children.
Right.
I love my kids.
I know you do.
I would never do something like this unless someone manipulated me.
Parker Borders. That name appears suddenly. It becomes her focal point. The detective tries to guide her back to the events of that morning. He asks if the children misbehaved. She says they did not. He asks about the moments inside the house. She doesn't provide a clear answer. She repeats that she already explained it, but her explanation is about forces controlling her, not her actions. But here's what destroyed the defense. Officers already found the handgun on the bed beside her son's. 4 shell casings were recovered from the bedroom. A nearby Ring doorbell camera recorded 4 gunshots. Roughly 4.5 minutes after the last gunshot, Lucas was seen leaving the house, yelling for help. Every piece of evidence in that house leads straight back to Tiffanie Lucas, yet during her interview, she keeps pointing elsewhere. She claims the gun belongs to someone else. The detective asks if Parker Borders provided her with the firearm. She confirms it was his. He follows up about the gun found in the bedroom. She agrees it's his. He presses further, wanting to know why Parker gave it to her.
So that gun that was, I guess, in the house, in the bedroom or whatever, that's his gun?
Yes.
Why'd he give it to you?
I don't know.
How long ago did he give it to you, remember? Years, months, days, what?
I don't know.
Don't remember?
Been a while.
Been a while?
If Parker Borders gave her the gun, surely he must have commanded her to shoot her kids. The detective is about to find out if that's her story. He listens closely, probing into what Parker supposedly instructed her to do.
What do you remember him telling you in your mind to do or persuading you to do?
I just don't know. He just, it's just happened once before. Like, I got like a weird feeling, like, it just felt weird. And then here recently it just felt weird. I'm a good mom. Like, I'm a really good woman. I'm a mother,
The detective circles back. He asks if she remembers hurting her sons that day. He clarifies he's not directly accusing her.
Do you remember hurting your sons today? I mean, you remember it, but I'm not saying it's you.
It's not me.
It's not you.
It's
like
not. I know it's not me. I would never hurt my children.
Right.
Then investigators discovered something that changed everything. Tiffanie claims she was manipulated through Facebook, through the internet, or through Wi-Fi into doing what she did. She describes manipulation as the best word for what happened. The detective asks what she remembers about firing a weapon at them. She denies it. He asks if she knows how many times she pulled the trigger. No answer. He inquires about her thoughts after hurting her sons with the gun.
Now, once he manipulated you and pushed you into doing this, what do you remember firing a weapon at them today? I mean, you remember that, right? No? Do you know how many times you shot? That you pulled the trigger today? No? Let me ask you this. After you hurt your sons with a gun, did you think they had passed away, or do you think they was just wounded and would be okay? Because they're both okay. Neither one of them's passed away. But what did you think? Did you think you had killed them?
I just don't know. I have no words.
She acknowledges going next door to knock and seek help. The detective confirms that. He reasons that since she sought help, she must have seen her sons injured and bleeding. He acknowledges it's hard to think about. He reiterates it wasn't truly her, due to the manipulation she described. But physically, was she the one who pulled the trigger?
Now you went next door to knock on the neighbor's door to get help, right? Okay. When you went over there, what were you going over there for? Just to ask for help?
Yes.
Okay. So, I'm guessing since you were going over there to ask for help, you had saw that your sons had been injured, right? And were bleeding? You saw that, right?
She admits seeing them. The detective presses harder.
But physically, you're the one who pulled the trigger. Even though that's not you. Somebody else is pushing you to do that or manipulating you to do that. You pulled the trigger on the weapon. Is that correct? It's not correct? Well, how did your sons get shot then?
I just don't know.
You don't know?
I have no words.
The detective probes the timeline. How long after the boys got hurt did she go next door? Was it an accident, or did she mean to shoot? When asked if she meant to hurt her children, she indicated it was an accident. He asks how many times she shot each one. She has no words. He suggests perhaps she kept pulling the trigger until it was empty. She denies it and has nothing more to say. What the defense didn't know yet was how this interrogation would be used in court. The detective turns to the previous night. He asks if anyone spent the night with her and the kids. She's not sure. She feels like someone has been living in the house with her.
Parker.
Parker was in the house today? Hey, answer.
I don't entirely know.
She says Parker was in the house earlier that day. The detective urges her to be sincere. She doesn't entirely know. For investigators, the name Parker Borders remains a mystery. No court records, police reports, or media stories connect anyone by that name to this tragedy. If Parker Borders played any role, no public evidence supports it. The questioning shifts to whether Tiffanie actually understands what has just happened to her children. She's asked if she's concerned about how her sons are doing. She says she can't stop thinking about it. The detective assures her they're both okay. She admits being afraid. But what is she scared of? Losing her children, she says. The detective affirms he believes she's a good mom who loves them. But if she loves them so much, what made her pull the trigger?
I know you say you're a good mom, and I believe you. And you say you love them, and I believe you there, too. I really, really do. But if you love them so much, I'm just... What made you shoot them? You know? It's hard for me to understand. I wish I could hear you answer. Why?
It becomes clear Tiffanie is struggling. She asks for a psychological evaluation right away.
I need a psych evaluation. Immediately.
Have you ever spoken to a psychiatrist, psychologist before?
Yes. Yes.
You think they could...
I need a mental evaluation right now.
You think they would be able to
I
help?
don't have nothing else to say until I get a mental evaluation.
You think they would help you figure out?
Yes.
The detective is hesitant, but when he presses harder, he gets nothing from Lucas. The room falls silent, with tension filling every corner. The weight of the unanswered question hangs in the air. Her words fade into the Lord's Prayer.
Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses.
She murmurs for several minutes, perhaps trying to avoid further questions. The room stays silent except for her soft recitations. This was the end of any meaningful exchange. The detective gathers what little could be gathered. No full confession emerges. No crystal clear explanation. But what happened next would seal her fate. Both boys were transported to Norton Children's Hospital in Louisville, but died from their injuries. Maurice Baker Jr. and Jayden Howard, gone. Investigators reach out to Tiffany's family members and neighbors. They want to know if anyone suspected anything. Family members had called Child Protective Services about Lucas in recent years. Michelle Rice, Maurice's stepmother, said they had reached out to Child Protection Services, but they never helped them. Friends and relatives noticed changes in Tiffany's behavior. Some worried about her mental health. Some noticed her becoming more distant and paranoid. They saw warning signs, but nothing prepared them for what happened that morning. Tiffanie Lucas sits in a jail cell when the news reaches her. Both of her sons have died from the injuries she inflicted. The weight of that moment crushes everything. She's booked into the Bullitt County Detention Center on 2 counts of murder. Her bond is set at $2 million. She never comes close to walking free. Days turn into weeks. Weeks into months. Tiffanie remains behind bars as the legal system moves forward. Remember that interrogation footage from earlier? Here's why it mattered. Lucas had been heading towards a December murder trial. Her defense team had announced they would argue she was not legally sane at the time of the incident. Then something unexpected happened. In October 2024, Tiffanie Lucas pleaded guilty to 2 counts of murder. There's no deal, no negotiation, no promise of leniency. Her fate is entirely in the hands of Judge Rodney Burris. When Judge Burris asked Lucas if she ever suffered from any mental illness or defect which would affect her ability to think and reason, Lucas replied in the negative. No doubt, she understood what was happening. By pleading guilty, she was waiving her right to a jury trial and her right to appeal. The sentencing hearing was set for November 22, 2024. Nearly a year after the shooting, Tiffanie walks into the Bullitt County courtroom. Silence fills the room as family members, neighbors, and reporters watch her closely. Then the prosecution revealed their strongest evidence. Defense attorney Richard Lonachak played a series of videos in court showing Lucas taking the boys to Waffle House the day before the murders and begging neighbors for help, immediately after the shootings. Clearly, Tiffanie seems emotionally distressed from the doorbell camera footage, so why did she kill her own sons? The defense had another explanation ready.
Essentially, Tiffany's psychotic episode was brought on by opioid withdrawal. She abstained from use, and in trying to get clean, this was the side effect.
The prosecution counters with the clear evidence: the gun, shell casings, surveillance footage, eyewitness accounts. They show she acted alone. They stress that she is responsible for her actions. Family members are called to weigh in on the matter. One of the family members present was Maurice Baker Sr., Maurice's father.
It affected me in so many ways, kind of hard for me to explain. Especially due to the fact, ever since my son was born, I begged Tiffanie for my son on so many different occasions because of drug use, the prostitution that she did, and the other way she had him in a harmful situation. I didn't just lose Maurice November the 8th. I lost my son really the day he was born, because ever since he was born, she held my son over my head. I begged her so many times.
Baker had planned a birthday party for their son, but Lucas never let him come. Remember that mention of Child Protective Services earlier? Jayden Howard, the victim's older brother, told media that family members had called Child Protective Services about Lucas in recent years, and he even blames himself, saying he should have done more. Jayden's grandmother, Regina Rowan, rises, her voice breaking under the weight of pain, as she vents her frustration to Lucas.
You know, we love Jayden and Maurice. You know, Jayden was the only thing we had left. And you took him from us. You know, I had already lost his dad. And then my other son. And then you took Jayden. You have ripped our lives apart. And you know that you could have gave them kids to us and we would have took care of them. But you have been selfish. My heart is in pieces.
She wants Tiffanie to serve 2 life sentences without parole, to feel the pain she feels. The boys didn't deserve this. Everyone loved them so much. Rowan said one of Jayden's cousins now sleeps with a teddy bear and a photo of Jayden. Other relatives share the same heartbreak. One by one, they stand. They speak through tears. They tell Tiffanie what she took from them. The victim's aunt, Bobby Baker, also shared a piece of her mind.
They loved you so much, but at the end of the day, you became what children their age fear the most, a monster.
Several family members used words like monster and selfish when referring to Lucas. When Judge Burris delivers the ruling, it's final. Judge Rodney Burris declined to offer any leniency, sentencing Lucas to life in prison for each murder.
Case number 23 CR 404, Commonwealth of Kentucky versus Tiffanie Lucas, as to count 1. The court will adjudge the defendant guilty of the offense of murder and fix her sentence at life in prison. On count 2, the court will adjudge the defendant guilty of the offense of murder and fix her sentence at life in prison.
Before that, the judge also added his opinion on motherhood.
A mother is more than the giving of life. It is providing food, clothing, shelter, but more importantly, love and security. I cannot imagine the sheer horror these children must have experienced seeing their mother with a gun. The sheer horror that second child had as he heard the discharge of that weapon for the first child. And maybe even both of them seeing their mother pull the trigger, taking their life.
The sheriff's department is ordered to take her into custody immediately. Applause was heard in the courtroom after the sentence was read. Bobby Baker delivers very haunting words into the hearing of Lucas.
I'll be there at every parole hearing. Do you hear me? I'll be there at every parole hearing.
Per Kentucky law, Lucas is eligible for parole after 20 years. Commonwealth's attorney Bailey Taylor said he seriously doubts parole would be granted. I think the chances of her being paroled after 20 years are somewhere between slim and none, Taylor said. Tiffanie Lucas is currently serving 2 life sentences at the Kentucky Correctional Institution for Women. Her guilty plea means she waived her right to appeal the conviction. The interrogation footage that captured her contradictory statements and shifting blame remains the central evidence that sealed her fate.